I've always said that besides maybe Nintendo, no company in video games has had as great a character roster as Capcom. Someone please tell that to whoever's making Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Because of that, I try to collect any Capcom-related figures that comes out, but there've always been a few holes in my collection. Certain characters that I would love to see figures of. Characters like Frank West, Beautiful Joe, maybe a new Wesker figure that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. I'm very excited today, because one of the characters I never thought would ever have a figure, let alone one made by Figma, is in my hands right now. This is Figma Phoenix Wright, a character I adore from one of my favorite series made by one of my favorite figure companies. Lately, Figma's been kind of hit and miss with some figures. They've made amazing figures, and some not so amazing figures. I'm really hoping Phoenix is more of the former and not the latter. I gotta say, I really love this little Capcom sticker on the packaging. Right out of the box, this guy looks like they ripped him right out of the games he comes from. This is one of the most accurate figures I've ever seen. This is, of course, based on his appearance in the original trilogy of games. You can tell because he's missing the tuft of hair and pocket watch. Phoenix is a design that sometimes doesn't work too good in 3D, but they've really done the best that they could possibly do here, especially with the hair, which is probably the hardest thing to do in 3D. I saw pictures of this figure where his head looked kinda too small, and his arms made him look a little bit lanky, but in person that is absolutely not the case. Nothing really hinders Nick's articulation. His jacket is made in such a way where it splits to avoid hindering the arms going up. His legs go up, back, and apart, way more than I expected. His head is in no way hindered. It can turn all the way around, and can look up this far, and down this far. His legs feel a little bit too shaky, which can be troublesome at some point, but a lot of SH figure arts are like that too, and they're fine. Let's talk accessories. Nick comes with some of the most accessories I've seen in a very long time. First up is this bench, which I was super excited to see included with this guy. It's not the most detailed thing in the world, but it doesn't need to be. Phoenix fits just fine inside this. However, if you try and get him in here with his stand, that's a very different story. He'll be angled in some way, or you just won't be able to fit him in there exactly. Let's get the best one out of the way first. He comes with an alternate angry yelling face, which fits best with his pointing figure. This creates the character's most famous pose, and it looks fantastic. It actually looks identical to the cover of the first game. I don't know, though. Something feels missing. Oh, there we go. Much better. This objection sign fits on the stand attachment, which kind of looks like a mess, but works just as well as it should. The next pair of hands he comes with are these flat hands to place on the desk as if he's slamming the desk. This looks good, but kind of boring without any kind of effect part to make it look like he's slamming his hands down. The next hand is a bit curious. It's a hand with a cup of coffee attached to it. This accessory would probably be better off with the character in the series that is actually most known for drinking coffee, not Phoenix. Nevertheless, it still looks good. Next up is a personal favorite of mine. These two hands are to simulate Phoenix slapping his hand against the sheet of paper, just like in the games. This looks great, but is missing a cocky expression on his face. The last expression and set of hands work the best in tandem. He comes with a shocked face and a set of hands to reflect that. This one might actually be my favorite, but I can't not display him in his objection pose. In addition to the objection and take that signs, he also comes with a hold it sign, and the three of them written in Japanese. Overall, this figure completely matched my expectations, which is pretty rare. Usually there's one or two little things to set the figure back from being what I wanted, but this figure is exactly what I wanted him to be. A very faithful representation of Phoenix Wright, with competent articulation. I would actually consider picking up a second one to pose in different manners. Now, as per my new custom, I'm gonna plead with Good Smile to make more figures from Ace Attorney. Even if they just made Edgeworth and Maya, I would be a very happy guy. Anyway, this figure is absolutely my favorite to come out so far this year, and that's really saying something. So if you're a fan of Ace Attorney, Figma, or just Capcom in general, I would absolutely recommend this guy. Hello everybody, thank you for watching this video review of an action figure. I would like to point out that I have a Instagram account that I post on somewhat frequently. It's usually just pictures of action figures, which makes sense because this is an action figure channel. I would just put it in the video and I would say, hey, here is the Instagram account, click the annotation on the screen, but YouTube got rid of annotations, so I'm just gonna put it in the description. Check it out if you want to, or don't. Anyway, see you next time.